Welcome back to week 3 of Energy Efficiency Makeover 2012. Last week we talked about windows. This week is going to be a continuation of the windows as well. We got started and replaced about half the windows last week, and we finished this week. But before we covered up the new energy efficient windows from Harry G. Barr, we wanted to go into a little bit more detail about how to seal these windows up and stop the unwanted air infiltration from coming into the house or leaving the house, exfiltration. But what we wanted to point out with just a simple Leatherman tool that has a knife on it is what we're talking about. We have 3 or 4 layers of wood here. One is the stop from the old window, and then we have some trim pieces. But here's what we're talking about. If I insert my knife between 2 of these pieces of wood, it goes in all the way. The blade goes all the way to the frame of the knife. But actually what you can't see, and it's hard to show you that, is that the tip of the knife is touching the retro foam that was installed by BPSI. So how do we fix that? Well, we've got about a 1/4 inch gap between the pieces of wood here, and that's where it's important to take some clear silicone caulk, and then we would apply a bead in between those pieces of wood. And that's going to stop the air from leaking into the house or out. And then we do that with all these various pieces of woods in here. And then you'll notice some yellow, low expanding foam that fills the larger gaps. But then and some might call it overkill, but we think this is very important. There's a product out that is a mastic flange or flashing, and you can see this is a very sticky side here, and this is a piece of vinyl that's removed. And then this flashing is applied all the way into the frame of the window and then wrapped around the old piece of trim. And then the team will come in next week and bend some aluminum pieces to decorate and make the window look nice from the outside. And then after that we'll make one final caulking bead between the brick, the new aluminum trim piece, as well as the window frame and the aluminum trim piece. So the entire window will be completely sealed, and when we do the final blower door test, it should reveal that we have no infiltration into the house or exfiltration of air from the inside of the house to out. The door behind me is the original door from the makeover house. It's about 60 years old, although it is pretty efficient. It's made of solid wood, and although it's not filled with foam insulation, wood is not a good conductor of heat, so it's really not all that bad a door. So we're going to go ahead and reuse it for the makeover. But one thing's for sure is not all weather strippings are created equal. The weather stripping that was on it was worn out, and it's time to put on a new kit. What we have here is a very rigid piece of weather strip. It's got a metal frame, and then it has a beaded foam that will rest against the door, and when the door is closed and locked properly, then this seal will rest against the door, and it won't allow any air to come in from outside or leave the house. As we wrap up week 3 of Makeover 2012, we just want to remind you that several of the products that we use throughout the project are available at your local hardware store or building supply centers. And most of them are very affordable, very inexpensive, and make a huge difference on your utility bill and comfort. Next week, Ruud Heating and Air will be in. Like any construction project, the unexpected does happen, and Ruud Heating and Air ran into some complications this week, but they tell us they will be here Monday. So check back, watch often, and stay tuned for the next update of Makeover 2012.